Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop.
Do you love all things horror? Books? Movies? Podcasts? Of course you do. Well, come on down to goreclown.com.
Original artwork by an indie horror fan for indie horror fans.
Use code SLEEPOVER at checkout to save 15% on your whole purchase.
Oh, and did we mention? Gore Clown is the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch.
So don't forget to use Sleepover to save 15%.
Stay indie, suckers!
Greetings, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends. Welcome to Spoiler Sleepover, part of the Nerdcast Network. Join your hosts, Jason, Michael, and Rob, as they bring you on a slash-tastic adventure through cinema. Now, enjoy the show. It will be a real scream of a time.
In the name of all that is holy, Jesus goddamn Christ.
Tiptoeing again.
Were we wrong?
Tiptoe down the stairs in the background. Tiptoe down the stairs in the background. What are we talking about?
Welcome, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends, back to Spoiler Sleepover. I am Jason Michael.
And I'm Rob.
And wouldn't you guess it, we are not talking about a movie that sucks. In fact, we are back with a classic type of spoiler, type of episode, type of something, type O negative. That's not my earworm, but we'll get to that in a second.
Not mine either.
Rob, no, that's okay. We will be talking about Wolfman from 2025. Wolf Spaceman.
Wolf Spaceman.
Wolf dash colon slash hyphen man. Either way,
Wolf colon
a
man.
movie.
It's a shitty wolf man.
We have been talking about this movie for eons, it feels like. All the way back in season 2, we have been talking about the trailers and how shit they felt.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to that in a second. But it's the episode that everyone has been finally waiting for. Before we get to that, we will be talking about some Rob.
Some me.
What's been keeping you up at night?
I mean, generally my programs, but I also started watching a Netflix series. Oh no. And it's funny because I get to say fuck Netflix, but also way to go, whoever the fuck changed things up. I started watching Tom Segura's new show, Bad Thoughts.
Okay.
And it is not for everyone, but it is fucking hilarious. I have really enjoyed what I've seen so far. I watched the first 4 episodes. It's highly inappropriate, but it is, it's good. I just like the way that this show exists is simply the fact that he signed a contract and pitched a bunch of movie ideas and they hated all of them. And then I guess somebody that works for Netflix went, wait a second.
Hold the fucking
What if
phone.
we just did a bunch of shorts? So that's what it is. It's just Tom Segura playing a bunch of different characters and in the wildest fucking scenarios. The opener, I'm just going to spoil the opening because it's out there already. Like you can watch the opening on YouTube and it's Tom Segura giving it away. But he plays a sniper and it's like this whole voiceover where it's just like, I've only got 2 rules: no children, no women. And he's like got a bad guy who's wearing like an eye patch in his scope, and a waitress walks in front of him right as he fucking shoots, and he shoots the waitress, and he's like, oh no, oh shit. But when he puts the bullet in, it's got like a timer on it, and I was like, what was the timer for? And then her head explodes.
Jesus.
And then he just like runs away, and like whoever, the agency that has him employed, it calls him and is just like, is it done? And he's like, yeah, I killed her. And he was like, your target was a man. And he was like, no, it wasn't, it was a woman. And he like argues that he was sent the wrong photo, and then he promptly shits himself. it's the wildest thing. But yeah, I won't go any further because it keeps getting more and more ridiculous and uncomfortable. But if inappropriate humor is your cup of tea, I highly recommend the show. It's been a lot of fun. I've been cracking up watching it. So yeah, that's what's been keeping me up at night.
Netflix?
Yeah, it's a 50-50. It's a fuck. All right, fine, whatever.
Fuck. I can't be bothered. Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, bad thoughts. Tom Segura. I like Tom Segura. So yeah, it's great. He makes fun of himself a lot on the show too, which is even better. So
sick.
Yeah, check out Bad Thoughts on Netflix. What's been keeping you up at night, Jason Michael?
Well, a little bit of the, current. I've watched The Wolfman again for God knows how many times, but also at the same point, we've talked about it for a while now, and finally, I decided to continue with The Last of Us Season 2. I'm on episode 5. That is why I texted Rob at the beginning of this, give me about a half an hour. I had to finish episode 5, where shit has gone south, hardcore, but also at the same point, good. Finally, but I'm sure we're going to see something of it in episode 6. Based on Rob's face, I'm worried now. You son of a bitch. Stop it.
Well, no, I'm not going to spoil anything. They changed something from the video game to the show.
Okay, and I wouldn't know.
Wasn't pleased with it, and then my partner, she's never played the games. She was like, well, they probably did it for this reason. And I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. I still don't agree with it.
From episode 5 or from 6? So am I going to...
5.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this offline, especially once I'm all caught up.
Once this season is done, we'll you guys can jump on over to our Patreon and you'll listen to us spoil what? 2 seasons. Yeah.
Dude, Patreon is hopping off right now. We are giving you all sorts of stuff that we can't normally do here. I hope you'll enjoy it. Please go check out the Patreon. Yeah.
We will have it live soon. Soon. Very soon.
Very soon.
We've already got shit in the bag. So
soon. The shit in the bag, never mind. I don't have a joke. I walked the dogs earlier.
He called the poop. He called the shit poop.
He called the shit poop.
I love that.
Dumb, stupid movie.
What a great movie.
Well,
I love it.
It was dumb.
What day is it? October. There's so many fucking kick-ass one-liners in that movie. Everything about it's just amazing.
Jesus. But yeah, I was watching The Last of Us, getting caught up. I'm still not entirely there, but I will be there soon. But that's pretty much been it. 10-minute power hour. Other than that, Last of Us finally catching up after the gut punch of episode 2. We are getting there eventually. But
nice.
That has been what's been keeping us up at night. Please let us know what you've been watching, whether you're up to date on The Last of Us, whether you're watching Tom Segura's new show. Let us know what you've been thinking. Do you hate Netflix? If not, that's okay. If so, we'll talk about it later. But on to the next segment, obviously better than Netflix. A little bit of squiggly little earworms. Rob, what have you been listening to and squiggling in and out of your ears this week?
I have been listening to a lot of podcasts, like a lot. Specifically, I have been listening to a podcast called Park Predators. It is under the same umbrella as another podcast that I listen to, Dark Down East, which I've brought up quite a few times on here. They are in the same company, and so it was advertised on an episode of Dark Down East, and I was like, all right, let me give it a go. And it was just simply, she had covered a case that was also covered on Park Predators, and she went into the whole like, hey, if you want to hear more about this, more information than what I'm giving, you can go listen to the episode there. So I was like, fuck yeah, let me go check this podcast out. Turns out it's been running since like 2020. So like I'm almost 2 years in of listening at this point of episode wise, but it's really interesting. It's all murder cases that have taken place in parks, public parks, state parks, all of that stuff. And currently I'm halfway through an episode right now. I actually already know the case. I've heard it before, but I don't know, 40, 50 episodes in, and this is the second case I actually know about. So there is a lot, and there are some fucking brutal ass things, and there are some fucked up people in this world. But it's good that I like this host. She does like audio cues and stuff. So like when she talks about like, oh, it's the middle of the night, and this is, they were out camping, you can hear like the wind blowing through the trees and like an owl and stuff in the background. It's immersive with sound. So I really do dig it. If you're into murder mysteries, if you're into true crime sort of stuff, I highly recommend checking out Park Predators. You can listen to it everywhere. So, but yeah, check out Park Predators. And if you still haven't checked out Dark Down East, you can hear some true crime cases that take place in our neck of the woods, because that's all that she covers is cases in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont.
All about it. Creepy.
All right. Well, yeah, that's what's been penetrating my ear holes for the past week. What has been slipping in and out of them there holes of yours, Jason Michael?
Oh, Jesus. Suddenly, it's way worse. I have actually been watching, and by watching, I have been listening. There we go. Doing some work in the background. I have been listening to some, we've talked about it a lot. I'm prefacing this by saying, hey, a couple days prior to this episode coming out, finally, my drum play along, whatever you want to call it, to Ghost's Lacrima has blessed your Instagram feeds, and hopefully you checked it out. Let it be known, I am not a professional drummer, but hey, I have fun with it for shits and gigs. And on our Instagram, you could vote for the next song that I'm going to play and do a drum cover of. For each vote, whichever one is voted on, that will be the one that comes out first. The second one, or the follow-up, whichever one doesn't win, will come out obviously shortly thereafter. So, voted recently on our Instagram, we did Lacrima by Ghost and Spillways by Ghost. Spillways is my personal favorite. I jam the shit out of that song as much as I possibly can, but I played Lacrima. So, this past weekend, check your Instagrams and go see the drum cover of Lacrima. You will be seeing Spillways very shortly after. But I've been listening to a lot of those songs in my drum playlist and covering a lot of those songs, playing with a lot of those songs. So that way all of you suckers out there on your Instagrams can see them yet to come. So there will be a very, very, very important vote shortly after this about which song do I cover next between Childish Gambino's Lithonia or Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise. Yeah, Rob's face is wild, of utter confusion and just, but that's okay. You will see it on our Instagram. The poll will be going up tomorrow, Monday, for those of you listening.
That's what he said.
I know. Monday for all of you day one listeners and suckers out there. Lithonia or Gangsta's Paradise. I'm laughing at it just saying
so
it.
Random.
Dude, I've enjoyed playing along with them, but at the same point, I've never thought that I would bring it up and be like, yo, choose Childish Gambino or Coolio. Who?
That's weird. It's wild. Yeah, well, do that, and you'll get a little taste of that, and then you'll get a lot more musical fillings later this year. You'll get to see Jason Michael playing a whole lot more.
There's a few in the bag, and I hope you
just
enjoy
a couple months. Yeah. So, well, let us know what's been squiggling in and out of your ear holes. Let us know if there's anything aside from what Jason Michael is choosing that he wants to play that you want to hear him play. I've got some songs that I've already sent him, and he's not responded because I sent him difficult drum beats. I'm like, hey, check this one out. And
but no,
some of the ones I've sent you are fun, But anyway, let us know what you've been listening to. And to close this out, Jason Michael got a little something called...
Well, not necessarily horror related. I know. Shocker. Rob and I are very big fans, of course, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And at the time of us recording this, mere moments prior to us hopping on this call to record, we got the announcement that season 18 of Always Sunny in Philadelphia coming to Hulu and FFX July 9th. That's right, baby.
That's so soon.
I will say
I'm so excited.
It's very soon, and I can't wait for it. Like that's a in a way, I'll take it as a birthday gift to myself. But at the same point, like I was a fan of season 17. Yes, it felt not as Always Sunny as it used to, but at the same point, it was still like the whole Chuck E. Cheese type episode. Fuck all of that.
You know what? What I took away from that season is just they are aging.
Yep.
So I feel like the humor itself also needs to age with them. It just makes sense. Like why would you try and keep just doing the same thing, even though like Dennis wants to deny the fact that he's aging at all times? It just, I think it shows that not only the characters aging, but the writers are also hyper aware of the fact that they're aging, and they should feed into the fact that they are aging. So Glenn, I'm excited. I'm down for it. Yeah,
Glenn, Rob, and Charlie are all also very, very invested in the writer's room. So
yeah,
and then I mean, an episode of the podcast has not come out for God knows how long, obviously because they've been working on this and their whole whiskey brand, but like they're very self-aware. So hearing the episodes of the podcast and also watching the actual show and the seasons that come out during the podcast, all of it starts to make sense. So yes, they are very aware and they are still not slowing down, and I love it.
I'm here for it. I'm excited. You're going to have to buy the whiskey and try it and let me know what it tastes like.
I've been looking for it.
I can't have it.
No, that's okay. It's an American rye and an Irish whiskey. So blend.
I don't like Irish. I didn't like Irish. I've never liked Irish whiskeys. That didn't mean I didn't drink it. I was an alcoholic. I drank almost everything.
It looked to drink.
Yeah. I mean, tequila was the one thing I wouldn't touch because it made me want to kill people. So
I mean, tequila. That's fair. That's fair. It just also isn't great. But we're not here to talk about that. Instead,
no.
How do you feel about Always Sunny season 18 coming out, let alone the show as a whole? There are some funny moments that I still quote with my brother all the time in just our normal conversations. But definitely,
do you think there's a pirate in that room?
It's marked pirate. Do you mean the door marked private, Charlie? Yeah.
No, it's a different door.
Recently, we were talking about a big red yarn room and a conspiracy board in our Patreon episodes. Wink, wink. And all I could think about was the scene with Charlie just going, Carol! There is no Carol in HR. Now, we're not here to talk about that, but of course, moving on from our Creeping It Real, we're moving on to everyone's favorite segment. That's right. Favorite Selena's Thoughts.
These are Selena's thoughts on Birdemic.
Sorry. Say that again one more time. Nice and loud for those of us in the back.
Shitfiesta.com, a.k.a. Birdemic, a.k.a.
Woo!
Why does it still exist? Why didn't somebody just fucking destroy it?
It was the Dice's fault. Let's preface this movie by saying it.
Yeah. These are Selena's thoughts.
Okay. Birdemic was the one that almost made me tap out. And 5 minutes into it, I already knew it was going to be bad, but I had no idea how bad. Horrible editing. It's so choppy. Audio that faded in and out and was not even in sync most of the time. And you can't even hear some of the stuff they're saying. It's horrible. Horrible acting. It feels like they just walked up to people on the street and said, "Do you want to be in a movie?" Good. No script. Just run and scream. Don't worry about it. And oh my God, the birds. The CGI birds. I knew it was low budget. You can tell right away it's a low budget movie. But I had no idea that they weren't even going to at least try to make the birds look good, even though it's low budget. These birds are horrible. It feels like they just had like bird stickers and they just threw them on the lens and they're just filming with these stickers stuck on there. It is horrible. Oh my God.
She's not wrong.
I kept pausing. I kept checking the time. I had to take breaks in between because I couldn't do it straight. It took me longer to watch this movie because I kept checking the time and pausing it.
Same.
Because I could not believe how bad it was. And what's worse is after this, somebody decided, you know what? One was not enough. We need two more. And made two more.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
She's going
That's
off.
all I can say about this movie. I was so close to tapping out so many times.
Holy shit.
The stickers of birds is so good.
She's not wrong, though. That's exactly what it fucking looks like, man.
She messaged us afterwards and said, "We've seen some bad ones, but damn, this movie felt like one of the worst." And that ending, face palm emoji.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
I'm just so glad it wasn't one of those moments where Selena was like, you know what? I can see the visionary just idea.
Could you imagine if this was the one? She was like, come on, guys. Don't be so mean. Like,
sorry, Selena.
He had an idea.
Did he though?
The idea was no. Well, was Selena's thoughts. Man, do we love hearing Selena's thoughts.
Holy shit.
It's gonna be a few months until we hear Selena's thoughts again. Because we are taking a break from the suffering, and that's what we're here to do today. So let's jump into our fun conversation about I'm going to say it, underrated 2025's Wolf Man. This movie, dude, I said it from day one. This movie was going to suck ass. It looks stupid. Did. It's not going to be good. And I was wrong.
So, okay. All right.
I was wrong.
So
I was wrong.
Many, many, many moons and months ago, back in January, the night of this movie, we saw it the day it came out. I believe we saw it on that Thursday, the 17th.
Yarp.
Hell yeah. No,
sure
we saw it on the 16th because it came out the night before. We went and saw Wolfman in theaters. Now,
sure did.
It was not as packed as we were expecting, but also at the same point, we were not the only ones in the theater. To an extent. We were the only ones in there for a little bit, and then people showed up shortly after, and that wasn't fun. We didn't need anybody else. God damn it. We wanted to experience it by ourselves. But besides that...
One of these days, we'll own our own movie theater, and we can just be like, yeah, we're going to watch this.
Dude, that's how me and my friend saw Craven in theaters. Only us. Nobody else came into the theater. Rob has opinions on Craven. We're going to talk about it later. But we're not here to talk about Craven. We're here to talk about Wolfman because it's about goddamn time it got its due. We posted on Instagram a little bit of a teaser, and then on our YouTube, our very first fresh out the theater, like we got in the car, sat there and went, all right, this is the plan, hit record. Those were our opinions and thoughts on Wolfman in January of 2025. It is now May of 2025 when you will hear this. Have our opinions changed? Stay tuned until the very end. Instead, I know. I'm going full in on this. Dude, I've been waiting for this. I've been talking about this. I'm so glad that we're finally here for Wolfman of 2025.
Yeah.
Both of us were very on the fence about this. Like, we talked in numerous times in Creepin' It Reels. We talked about it with Dominique in the Halloween episodes, about the teasers and the trailers. I will say the teasers and the trailers don't entirely give everything away, which is a good thing.
No.
In comparison to nowadays, trailers will give you everything. They will spoil everything. But a decent amount of this you don't entirely see coming. And I'm very, very happy to see that. There are some shots that could have done well in the movie but didn't make it. And I'm okay with that at the same point. I'm very happy with how this movie turned out overall. Rob, you have some things that you seem very, very interested to say.
I mean, yeah, just in general, the teaser was what I'd only seen that going into see the movie for the first time.
The ants and the praying mantis and the bee or wasp.
Right.
Okay.
And then I saw there were a few teasers that came out. There was that one, and then there was like the real short one, which was just like flash shots, what looked like an albino Wolfman in the windshield. And then we got that teaser from Universal Studios with Halloween Horror Nights, where we got that crappy looking Wolfman as well. And that just left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So
we'll talk about that fucking thing.
Sitting in the theater, I mean, I went in and I was already judging it. I was just like, this is going to suck ass. And then there's this one fucking moment that happened, and I was like, yo, what the fucking what?
Okay.
So you've watched it a few times. Like, I have only watched it twice.
I think I've
rewatching it again
over 10 times.
I mean, dude, honestly, my second watch through, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I need to own this. Like, this needs to go into the collection.
Okay.
So, and I'm picky with what I buy now. When it comes down to my physical media, it's not like I don't want physical media, because I do, but I also need to give myself a fucking guideline. I can't just keep buying anything and everything that I'm like, oh, that was all right, and then add it to my collection. I need to make sure that these movies are fucking certified bangers, and then I'll put them in there. And honestly, with this one, the only reason the only reason I want to own a physical copy is for the special features.
Same.
Because I want to see everything.
Same, dude.
Fucking everything. I saw a little bit of I went to their website after watching it last night and got to see some of the prosthetics that they made for some of the scenes, and I was like, they went in.
Some of it is on YouTube.
On some of this shit.
Not all of it, but some of it is on YouTube.
Yeah. I use YouTube for a few things.
Own the physical media. If you want this movie, buy it digitally. That's great. But if you really want this movie, buy it physically. Find a nice little place.
We also need to start buying physical media, people. Like,
yes,
that's
we do.
The thing is, Best Buy used to have physical media. It doesn't have shit now. Video games, but even that is sparse. Target's got rid of all physical media other than records for some fucking reason.
I got the Skeletor vinyl there the other day.
I mean, they're honestly, the records that they put out that are like Target exclusives are kind of sick. Like, they get some good shit. I got the Weezer Blue album from there, and it's like 3 different shades of blue.
There you
it's
go.
Pretty nice. But yeah, people, we really need to like step up. Let's start buying physical media again, because it's fucking killing things. And stop buying it off of goddamn Amazon. Stop buying it off of fucking online. Go out to a store. If you have your local record shop, go there. Like, we've got Bull Moose here in New Hampshire and
we
in
do.
Maine. We hit up Bull Moose, man. I go there. I try to go there at least twice a month to just stock up on some shit.
That's how I found Walk With Me Through Hell by Lamb of God. The DVD.
I just picked up Signs of the Swarms for new album on vinyl.
Yeah.
So I got that. It sounds really good. But yeah, anywho, this is just, man, the opening, the fact that the movie opens with subtitles, like, and it has like almost this Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel to it, with like the sound of the music. So it opens with ants eating a wasp and then goes into this landscape shot with the subtitles over filling you in on the lore, literally the lore of the land.
Yeah.
Ending in the fact that this is, the natives that once lived there claimed that there was a disease that if you contracted it, you would get the face of the wolf.
Like an animalistic type of infection. This, again, in the Blumhouse Universal Monsters universe, it is to root them in reality in one way, shape, or form. Invisible Man did it with science and like cameras and technology. Wolfman is kind of a disease, an illness, if you will, of some form of indigenous peoples. This is what happens that some hitchhiker in 1995 contracted in Central Oregon, which, first off, very beautiful landscape for this all to happen. I think it was filmed in New Zealand, but set in Oregon. It's here for it.
It also does one of those things we've been saying so far this season alone, that movies that have long, beautiful, wide shots of landscapes and foliage are shitty movies. This has a bunch of it, and arguably not a shitty movie.
Guess what? Season of Suffering, you're wrong.
Right? I know that there's a lot of hate for this movie out there, and
dumb.
We're not here to like change your mind, but we're hoping we can have you, if you're in that the majority who has chosen to just go follow the flock and be like, yeah, no, it was a bad movie. we don't want to change your mind, but we do. We want to change your mind.
Fingers
we
crossed.
want to help you find an appreciation for this. I know we had brought up too, like before we went and saw the movie, what do we think it's going to be? Because as you just stated, Invisible Man is based in like a reality situation with a message of like a horrific message of like spousal abuse and stalking, and just how horribly that affects people, individuals. And man, it's a fucking heavy ass movie. Yeah. So we did our, what do you think it's going to be? And I really thought there was a good chance. I'm like, if you want to base this in reality, then you make this about addiction and have somebody who feels like they are becoming this beast, but they're not. They see themselves transforming, but nobody else does.
Some form of mental illness. And I will say, the opening, you were fucking nail on the head of what this could have been. Yeah, and I was like, shit, did he call it? A, I'm here for it. B, god damn it, he's good.
I really wish what my dream scenario for this movie was what it is, but it's not. But it didn't hit me until my second watch.
Okay.
Like, there's still a fucking message here. And I get it and I feel it. And I felt it on my second watch, like felt it, like tearing up, felt it this time.
I punched my microphone. I am so excited. Dude, again, this is only Rob's second watch through of this movie. I've watched this movie since it came out X amount of fucking times, and I've been talking with him about it. I'm so glad we're finally doing this episode because I can't wait to hear you weren't overly harsh to the movie, but at the same point, It was your base thoughts, and I can't wait to hear your evolved thoughts. And so far, fingers crossed, it sounds very optimistic. I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, I'm 100%. I mean, at this point, I still feel we're still in the year of its release, so we're not going to spoil. We're going to spew on this one, just because it still is new. We don't want to overdo it. I know we went the opposite direction with season 1. We were just like, hey, so this movie just fucking came out. Let's tell you about it. We've decided to dial back a bit, and
but Evil Dead Rise, baby.
Yeah, it was a fucking great movie.
It was a great
movie. I've watched that like 10 plus times.
I would watch it again.
Fucking opening title screen is the best shit ever. That fucking opening is wild as fuck.
That is the most insane title screen I've seen in a movie in a very long time.
It gives me goosebumps and makes me smile every time.
Evil Dead Burn. It can only fucking top it.
Fucking amped.
Yeah.
I'm here for whatever they've got as long as it isn't AI. Like, just don't do that to us.
Yeah.
It's too much. Too much.
But we're not here to talk about Evil Dead Burn. That's very, very soon. God damn it. You better fucking believe it. That was our call to glory episode was Evil Dead Rise. So Evil Dead Burn, of course, is going to get an episode when it comes out. It. Fuck yeah.
Spew.
But we're talking about Wolfman instead from 2025. The movie starts off, of course, we get that beautiful cinematic like landscape scene with the subtitles. There is no official title card for this movie. It's just the subtitles and the explanation of in 1995, a hitchhiker went off the path in Central Oregon, contracting some animalistic virus contracted as the indigenous people. I'm not even going to try to pronounce how they said it or spelt it, but in one way, shape, or form, the face of the wolf. So it's a disease. It's not necessarily a curse or a werewolf out there. It's a disease. And we get some like army or, military family with the dad and his son, Blake. The dad is very military, wakes him up at 9 or 7 a.m. and they go hunting. He, tucks his bed sheets like you could bounce a quarter off it, that whole thing. We see the dog, the family dog, which is the only thing we see about it. But it comes back, and I forgot about it until it made sense later in the movie. They go out, and we see a beautiful view of a valley. Now, this valley is very important because we see it now, and it comes into play later in one way, shape, or form. But the dad and Blake go hunting, and he's very much so like, oh, those are death cap mushrooms. Don't touch them. They'll kill you. Put a toe tag on you real quick. Death is the easiest thing you could do. And I'm sitting there going, I'm just trying to watch a monster movie, man. That's all I want. I don't need this realistic shit. It was very depressing at multiple parts of this movie. And that's one of them where it's like, ports. And it's very, okay, thanks. Thanks, Dad. But there's there's a deer. Go on. Fatherhood,
living fatherhood through fear. And that's really what he's dealing with is, while they're out there, you find out that, the mother's dead.
Yep.
And so he, military background or not, his biggest fear is losing somebody again. And not everyone, and I'm not just going to say men in general, just in general, people sometimes do not know how to regulate that emotion.
Yep.
And have that come across as concern and caring. Instead, it comes out as anger and fear. And it's just, man, a deer walks across the screen, and the dad sees it, gets it in his scope, and it walks behind a rock and a tree. And then he turns to go see tell his son, hey, we're going to go. And Blake has already taken off, and he went out to go find it. And we get our first little glimpse of a person
this
is in the woods.
This is one of my favorite things about this movie. There are several. We'll touch on the sound design and the visuals, but the blink and you'll miss it moments of this movie. There's a couple. This is one of them.
It's in my notes,
dude. Yeah. I fucking love it because usually in these movies, it'll be like a sound cue that'll be like, oh, something was there on the screen. Expect it. Or it's swelling up to that moment. This is just, dum, 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 dum. Is that a shadow? And that's it.
Yeah.
That's fucking it. There's no sound change. There's no difference. There's no build up to it. It's just, dum, 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 there. It's the moment I saw it in the theaters, we're sitting next to each other. I'm going to call back to this a lot. In the theater, sitting next, I was like, did we just see you saw that, right? You saw that, right? I don't want to talk to people during the movie theaters. First off, if you talk during a movie, fuck you. Second off, if you were the person in the goddamn theater that talked during Godzilla and Kong New Empire, fuck you. I'm calling back to that. I'm angry at it. but I also wanted
I would have been pissed too.
But I also wanted to talk with Rob.
I would have told him to shut the
about
fuck
this.
up, though.
Dude,
That's the difference.
It was a gang
like,
of
shut
teenagers.
the fuck up. Dude, I don't give a fuck. I would have hit all of them. I would have fucking Will Ferrell at the end of fucking Grown Ups, or not Grown Ups. What the fuck? Step Brothers.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about the snowball fight. But yes.
You want to run your mouth and act like a big boy? I'm going to fucking show you. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Don't take that seriously. I would never do that.
Rob will not fight a bunch of people.
What I was getting at with that scene is the father, you get your ramp up to like something scary is going to happen. The kid's backing away, not looking behind him like an idiot. And then, of course, we get the shot of the foot and the shot from behind. And then the dad grabs him. That's your little jump scare moment. But then he yells at him.
Fooled you.
You get to see the anger turn into worry, turn into hurt. Amazing actor, but you get to see that progression in a blink of a moment. It's just, it's heavy, but then that's when Dad realizes, oh shit, there's something else out here.
And we hear like breaking in the trees, and he starts looking off and turns around and goes, "Get up into your blind, go now." And they start running away, and we finally, I don't give a shit about the look of the wolf so much. I know, when we get to it, we'll talk about the look of this wolf. But the howl, dude, the howl means something to Werewolf and Wolfman fans.
Yeah.
The original howl, perfect, fantastic. The Benicio del Toro howl, where he combined his howl with a werewolf howl, I thought it was great. Knowing the backstory, personally, I enjoy it. We'll talk about the movie when we get to it. But something about this goddamn howl was horrifying. It's very guttural. It's very charged. It's very just animalistic.
Well, you've seen this movie more than me. And
yes, I have.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind that maybe you've missed this.
Shit.
I don't want to give away what sold me on this movie just yet.
Okay.
But there's a change in vision and audio, and we get a moment that happens twice, and it's a build up of where the howl comes from. And there's my second watch. I was like, holy fuck, he's speaking. He was speaking. He was talking. It wasn't just a howl. It was words. I couldn't make out what the words were, but he's fucking talking, which I now need to watch it a third time.
Oh no. What a shame.
Because I'm pretty sure the other wolf is also speaking.
Okay.
And I need to fucking listen closer. It has to be intentional. So again, this is a spew, so we're not going to spoil too much.
We just had to give you the opener. Movie. The opener right there. It's very driven. It's very powerful. Yes, I know. Sorry. I'm so excited to finally be talking about this movie. Judge me. I dare you. Go on.
So with we get the jump forward 30 years, and we get to see Blake as an adult. He's a father now himself. He's married. He's got a daughter, and they have their cute little thing. Which I just feel like any movie now that has children, like a relationship with parent and child, they always have to add some like cutesy little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And his is what my job is to protect you. Your job is to read my mind. What am I thinking right now? And it's, I love my little girl. Oh my God, you're so smart.
Yeah. She puts her hand up to his head the entire time. We'll talk about that later.
And, so we really get this, that there's a deeper connection. I also like the fact that you can tell he's the stay-at-home parent.
Uh-huh.
But you don't know why until later. They don't spoon feed you anything in this movie, which I really fucking enjoy. They also don't delve into too much backstory or detail. Everything is given to you in time, but it's not laid out on a platter. It is, you get bits and pieces of information, and then the shift happens and you can start to see where the cracks in the relationship once were, that the wife realizes that all of this could have been fixed.
Yeah.
Like it's none of it said. It's all just spoken with facial reactions. And it just, oh man, it amazes me. There's just, this second watch through was one of those. So I watched it with my fiance.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Because I said, I thought, this is her speed. Like, I'm sure she can get behind this. This isn't Terrifier or anything. So I think she might be into this. And we started the movie, and she was definitely into it. And we were getting through it, and she was still into it. And then I could see a moment on her face where she was getting bored, because I was like, yeah, it does take some time to get there, but like, I don't know. Her and I have two very different experiences in watching this, because she felt like the lead up was quick, and then the running and screaming around the house was the entire movie. And I was just like, that's like the last 25 minutes of the movie. Like, this in a movie is almost an hour and 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
And all she thought was like, there's just them scared in the house. I'm like, that's like a blink of the movie. Like, it's barely any of it. But
them in the house, yes, but the scared aspect, no, there's so much more going on.
So there's a moment in this movie, which is a moment that we both dislike about Anthony Hopkins' fucking Wolfman movie, that we get it again. And I'm gonna let you do this, because you are the universal master of monsters here. But what do we get that you, speaking of not wanting to hear someone talk in theaters, Jason Michael leans over to me, he goes, they better not fucking do this. Like, so just,
I didn't say anything when it happened, but afterwards you went, oh, I saw you shift. I saw you visibly shift and just get angry.
You were beet red. And I just saw like you puffer fished up like you were about to fight the screen and shit. I was like, he's gonna fucking lose it. Like, oh my God, I was so scared. But what happens? What the fuck happens?
So in one way, shape, or form, again, we're not going to spew everything, but obviously it's called Wolfman. So dad gets infected in one way, shape, or form. There is so much shit leading up to this where we're going to backtrack and talk about it, because there's more.
That's a spew, baby.
Spew, baby. There's more Wolfman feeling looks and vibes than there are actual Wolfmen, personally.
Which I love.
And
love it.
I can't wait to talk about it. I hope we share that moment. But God damn it, JB, you talked about Wolfman from 2010 and the whole Anthony Hopkins, Benicio del Toro fight. Cool. Fantastic. Floaty whoop-de-doo fantasy Wolfman land. Yes, it can be cool to a certain eye, but when personally, Wolfman, as you've listened to in our ranking videos of, the recap of season 2, talking about our favorite Universal movies, I love the Wolfman. If they took out the whole goddamn Anthony Hopkins father aspect, Claude Rains did it way better. Anthony Hopkins, tremendous actor. Don't get me wrong. But God damn it.
Anthony Hopkins.
The whole, you're heir to my kingdom, Lawrence. As he's turning into a goddamn another Wolfman to fight in some floaty, kicky, whoop-de-doo kind of fantasy land. It's very floaty, dude. Like, they are bouncing off each other and fighting each other. It's very fantastical, and I hate it. Now,
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, baby.
Seriously. The moment this happened in Wolfman 2025, I kind of just fucking went, oh, God damn it. But also at the same point, I like it better than 2010 because there's weight to it. Also at the same point with the Wolfman recording, the dogs are up in the recording as well. So if you heard that little whinge, that's the dog.
It was not a werewolf.
It was not a werewolf. It was a dog.
Jason Michael's shifting in front of me right now. I can see
true.
it. He's pulling his jaw out.
Oh, dude, can't wait for it. But yes, the whole father-son werewolf fight, I enjoyed more. Don't get me wrong, could have done without it. 100% could have done without it.
No, we don't need that.
There was a bit to it where it was like, this felt necessary to the plot versus we have a star. Let's also turn him into a werewolf and make it very floaty. There was no fancy schmancy jumping off the walls, springboard kicking. It's just two beasts.
Animalistic.
Just fighting the shit out of each other. And the werewolf that fought him looks tremendous. Like, it's been 3 months-ish. Either way, with time, the Wolfmen look better. Our main complaint about this movie, we're going to just say it right here, is more hair. Need more hair. Time.
Just to put a bullet point in the father-son wolf fight, after I finished watching the movie, after the movie was over, I asked my fiance, I said, so, what'd you think? Her exact response was, I don't think it was for me. And I was like, really? And because I really did think this was going to be her speed. And I was like, this is also a really good way for me to get her into creature features. Yeah. Because I love me a good creature feature. And I said, what did it? Like, what was it that you didn't like? And she goes, honestly, it was one moment. And I just immediately checked out. I was like, what was that moment? And she goes, the wolf fight. And I was like, what the fuck? And she was just like, yeah, it was so fucking stupid. Why would they do that? It was dumb. And I was just like, but it's his dad. And she goes, yeah, who the fuck cares? I was like, this is why I love you. Like, it was just amazing. But
awesome.
You know, I broke it down and went into like, what did it for me? And when I brought this up, this is the time that I have to bring it up. But what sold me on this movie is when Blake starts to change, it's not just a physical change, it is an audio and visual change for him. Mm-hmm. And so we get what I've just been dubbing wolf vision. And it's this change and we get to see it. It's not just one vision. The vision itself and the audio itself evolves and goes into, we start with neither of them can understand each other. So not only can he not understand his wife and daughter can't understand him.
I didn't realize that until the fucking watch through on digital. I didn't realize it in theaters, but the shift.
Oh, I did.
That's fucking wicked, dude. It's so cool.
But as he devolves, I'm going to say, because that's what it is. It's a de-evolution. Mm-hmm. The vision gets worse and worse and worse. And we hit the barn scene and they literally look like aliens. Now, again, when we finished watching the movie and I was talking to my fiance about this and I said, like, it's this intense shift. And she said, and I quote, she said, I liked that too, because it showed that that they were as alien to him as he was to them. And the fact that she used the word alien is why they look like aliens. I was like, holy fucking shit. And I was like, again, this is why I love you. This is amazing.
It's very true with the angular face and the like warped eyes, and it's incredible.
The elongated jaw, and they have like the tiny little mouth, like they legitimately look like aliens. Yeah. But it was having the discussion with my partner that brought the real side of what this movie is. Now, after our first watch, I was expressing how I was disappointed that The Invisible Man had a message, but this one didn't. This one does have a fucking message. And it hit me while I was watching it, but then hit me even farther afterwards. But it's the fear. It's the fear of being your father. It's the fear that you're going to make the same mistakes. It's the fear that you're going to fuck your kid up as bad as you were fucked up by your own father. And man, did that hit hard.
That's where I thought it was going to be like the mental illness side of things that you were hoping it was going to be, especially when it was like the sins of the father kind of deal. And like, that's
really what it is.
Yeah. And
it's doing your best. And we get, excuse me, I'm trying to like not lose my fucking every emotion in my body right now. We get that visual at the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like we get to know that this is what it is at the beginning of the movie when he yells at her. He yells at his daughter. And man, is it fucking heavy. It's just, you want to be the best parent that you can be for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to fuck them up. And in one way or another, I think every parent, no matter how great of a parent you are, you're fucking your kid up in one way or another. But there's also like, there's a level, you know what I mean? But yeah. So the fear of fatherhood, I mean, the fear of fucking your kids up, the fear of being your dad, your mom, whoever it is, there's a fucking message. And man, I didn't see it fucking coming. I also didn't see this being like, yeah, the movie's emotional as it is, but it's also, there's this underlier to it that just fucking hit real goddamn hard. Well, I mean, so that's really where it's at. There is a message to this one. It wasn't directly in front of your face like The Invisible Man, which is weird to say that with The Invisible Man, because he was directly in front of most people's faces in this museum. This one was just,
you son of a bitch.
You kind of had to work for this one, I felt like. And I generally see things coming. You know what I mean? Like I can see that what it is there.
Unlike Invisible Man. Zing! All right, there you go. Sorry.
Hey-o.
I had to. It was still
there. I missed this one. But I mean, I feel like the only other things we should say about this, the transformation happens throughout the movie, but then there's that one, the big transformation where we get some body hair.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing. Like it's all of the effects that are happening in that moment are very cool, but then he stands up and you're like, nothing's fucking changed. He's just hairier.
Yeah. So there are several. First off, the movie ends in a sad way, but we're not going to talk about it because you have to see it. We're not going to tell you. Again, it's a spew. It's not entirely a spoiler, but we're here to talk about it. And it's a sad understanding, ties something back in at the very end kind of ending. It also very quickly cuts from night to dusk. And by dusk, I mean dawn. But we're not going to talk about that. Instead, there are wolfmen that we see in movies, and some of them look great, and some of them, unfortunately, just don't fulfill the idea we have of wolfman in our head. There are a few in this movie, a few shots, I will call them hero shots, of where the wolfman doesn't look as bad as we're making it out sound. Again, the thing that we are mostly agreeing on about this movie that needs to be fixed is more hair on the Wolfman, because it's literally just a man with a few strands of hair. It looks like Smeagol, but like take a few of those patches and just throw them wherever.
He straight up pulls hair out.
He does.
Like, there's a moment where he's like rigor mortising, basically. Like his hands are like, they're locking up on him, and he reaches up to like grab his hair. And he pulls out like 3 little chunks of hair. And you're like, no, that's the opposite of what's supposed to happen.
more hair. Put hair in.
You're going the wrong direction. But then again, it's a disease.
Yes.
Right? And it's the face of a wolf is the name of the translated name of the disease, face of the wolf.
Yep.
Not body of the wolf, not hair of the wolf, face of the wolf. And so we get the outside, quote unquote, full transition, and he literally grabs his lower jaw and fucking breaks it.
Yeah.
And it is so fucking intense. And I was like, dude, I can't wait to see this underbite. And it's the same underbite we just currently had. They just were like, hey, watch him break his jaw for no fucking reason. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I deserve a round of applause and a pat on the back for this. Jason Michael knows, you suckers know.
Are you going to bring it up in story?
There is one thing that happens in horror movies that I have to look away from. I can't deal with fucking nail shit. Like nails being ripped out. I can't do it. I didn't look away this time. I forced myself to watch. Forced myself. I hated every second of it. My stomach was turning, but I watched it this time. I didn't see the nails growing out of his fingers in theaters because I was like, nope, hard pass. No, thank you. Do not pass go.
You were also walking down the tunnel to go pee. And you heard this happening, and you stopped to turn back and went, oh, wait a minute.
I don't like nail shit. I don't like nail shit. So,
but the jaw, you turned back to like, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, fucking shit.
That was awesome.
So, as I was saying about the look of the Wolfman, there are some hero shots in this movie that I think look very, very Wolfman-esque. When the other Wolfman is in the house and walking towards, and he kind of zooms out in the face, it looks very well done. You called this shit when they get into the barn and and he starts dog digging at the door. You're like, he's gonna fucking do it. He's gonna be a puppy dog. Holy shit, he's doing it. He dug like a dog at the goddamn door of the barn, and it's so good.
And arguably, I think we both agree. The barn scene, as short as it is the most horrifying scene in the movie.
I jumped. That is the only scene that I jumped at in the movie. And
I jumped to the stupid moment. I jumped while they were in the house, when they first got into the house, and the wolf was circling the house. Daddy wolf, grandfather wolf, as I have him in my notes.
Papa Wolf, baby!
Because the way they had the sound designed, it sounded like there's something behind us, and we were in the fucking back row against a wall. I straight up like jumped a bit and then slowly started turning around to look. And Jason Michael did the same thing. I was like, all right, great. I'm not alone. We both thought there was something behind us, but like there's a wall. There's nothing there other than a wall. We're idiots. But honestly, I feel like this almost could have been a PG-13.
I can see that.
He says, at no point do they say fuck, wild. He says shit.
No, they say fuck. They say fuck quite a bit.
Do they? Because
in the truck, once he gets slashed, and then a few times in the house, like I think when he spits out the tooth, he goes, "Oh fuck." She does.
I thought he said shit. All right, maybe I missed it. I just know that there was a lot of he said shit and damn a lot.
I think maybe because a big thing was Ginger was calling out him saying shit every time,
and he says, "Oh, sorry,
shivers,"
which is great.
Which they drill into your head. It's only shit that she catches him really on. So fair.
She caught him on damn at the beginning.
Yep.
But then shit. Yeah.
His dad, I think, also calls him on it.
Yeah.
Right fucking next to me.
This is a great movie. Honestly, I struggle to find, other than the fucking wolf fight, I struggle to find where people didn't like this movie, to be completely honest. And this is coming from somebody who is a pretty harsh critic, especially of new films,
and
like new horror.
We're both very documented on also saying that this is going to be shit in the first place.
Yep.
Whoops.
No, all right. So we're here already. Let's just do this. On a scale, oh my goodness, excuse me, leave it in. On a scale of 1 to 10 broken wolf jaws, how many broken wolf jaws would you give Wolf Space Man from 2025 of this year? So
going back to when we first saw it in January of 2025, the beginning of this year,
there's nothing wonderful about this year.
No, minus a few horror movies and a few episodes, but we'll talk about that later. I was very hesitant, as we both were going in to see it, and we both left, I will say, evenly surprised and excited. I believe we both gave it a 7, if not in the 7.5 range originally.
Yeah, believe so.
I can comfortably say it's probably now at this point, because again, I've watched it over 10 times. It is in a high 8.9, almost 9. This movie is a tremendous movie. I watched it with my better half, and may I just say, the truck scene that we see in the trailer, which spoils a good scare, is a genuine scare because she jumped and screamed, and it was awesome. My dad watched it, said it wasn't a Wolfman, which I can see that argument, but at the same point, fair. I think it's an 8.9. Yeah, it's an 8.9 for me. It's a very strong 8 and not perfect, but still really, really great as a Wolfman. Better than Benicio del Toro. Sorry.
That's not hard to do.
No. What about you, Rob?
I mean, I feel like you probably already know my rating from the beginning of the episode when I said this is getting purchased and added to my collection. I'm adding that 0.1. It is a 9 for me. Like, I'm actually looking forward to my next watch of this. Like, it's weird that it wasn't a first watch that did this to me, but it was a second. But that second watch gave me that feeling that Barbarian gives me every time I watch it.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Barbarian is, fuck, I love Barbarian. You all know that. Suckers already know I love Barbarian.
I'm so glad Barbarian went
so fucking good.
4 or 5 levels of grading on my second watch through.
Such a fucking good movie. So goddamn perfect. But yeah, so Wolf Spaceman from 2020 of this year. 5. Yeah, 9. I give it a 9.
Hell yeah, dude. Which at the same point makes me very happy because we were wrong. We will say it. We were very wrong, which now
I'm okay with that.
As of right now, we have not heard anything else besides the announcement and some teaser / promo pictures. Lee Cronin's The Mummy, the next in the Blumhouse Universal Monsters lineup movies to come out. All we know is that it's happening, it's filming, and there's like a teaser image of a mummy's hand holding a pyramid in its palm, but it's by Lee Cronin. So originally, Rob, I know you talked about the fact that it might just be like another rehashing of Nosferatu from 2024.
Yeah.
I will say, we both have said Mummy is not our favorite Universal monster. More so for the first movie. Can we get the same Wolfman result? Like, go in disappointed, leave, oh shit, wait a minute, hold the fucking phone? Or what's our main thoughts? Because at this point, I'm very optimistic.
Yeah, I just find it difficult for so what me thinking there. This is how much I've thought about this.
Okay,
with Invisible Man and Wolfman, if you want to base these things closer to reality, those are easy to do. I mean, I gave you one idea, we got a completely different idea. Mental illness versus an actual fucking disease, a virus. This is what we got for Wolfman. Mm-hmm. We've got technology for the Invisible Man. The Mummy is the resurrected dead. Like, I don't know. I feel like the only way they could go with this, if they really want to plant this in fucking reality, is Scooby-Doo the fuck out of it. It's somebody pretending to be what it is to get what they want, and it just becomes a fucking heist film with a Scooby-Doo villain. Like, what else are they going to fucking do? That bothers me. Genuinely, it bothers me because I can see them trying to do something with Frankenstein. If they wanted to do Frankenstein, they could just lean into the movie simply being about Dr. Frankenstein and the fact that he's managed to separately make dead body parts function, but not as a whole. And have it just be this entire thing about this guy who's a necrophile, not a necrophiliac, but a necrophile who just has an obsession, and base it around losing his kid, losing his wife, losing his partner, whatever they want to do with it, that would make sense. But the Mummy, I don't know how. How do you base this in reality? Which scares me even more because we already know that they've announced they're also doing Creature from the Black Lagoon. My favorite Universal monster movie.
Yeah. I can't wait for that and for Phantom. I know Phantom is very easy to base, but also at the same point.
It's already based in reality, yeah.
I know, but
just make it not suck. Make it not boring.
Exactly. Because these have been really good so far. And man, I don't want a musical one. My better half would punch me in the face for that. But at the same point, I don't want a musical Phantom.
And we're going to get one. Like, there's no way they're not. And they're going to hire somebody like... Oh, 100%. I will put money on it. And they're going to get somebody to direct or co-direct the movie that is going to come out of left field. They're going to get somebody who did like Glee or some dumb shit like that. It's going to be, oh my God, I don't know. But yeah, they'll get Diablo Cody. She'll do it. And that will suck.
I'm going to be
sorry, people.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know who Diablo Cody is.
Oh my God. You do. She's done 1,000 movies that you've seen. Most recently, she did Lisa Frankenstein, which I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. That movie sucked ass.
Haven't seen that either.
Don't fucking do it. It's not goddamn worth it. Okay. But yeah, anyway, so we've got to throw a little bloody legend out there, and we just had a quick discussion off air, and it looks like there was going to be two.
Oh yeah,
Jason Michael, you go first.
So my bloody legend of Wolfman 2025, I know, we could pick out a couple things here, but I'm going to have to say the lead of Christopher Abbott, who played Blake, are the Wolfman, because there's a very personal feeling attached with Wolfman. Again, my personal favorite Universal monster. As much as I hate the shortcomings of Wolfman 2010, all three actors of Wolfman share the same thing. They have a look of sadness and tragedy on their face. Mm-hmm. Lon Chaney Jr., beautiful look of just the most torn apart man internally. Even Benicio del Toro looks very, very, very much so like Lon Chaney Jr. to me in my eyes while watching that movie. And it's really cool. And he's got, again, that look of sadness and desperation on his face. When it gets to the point of Blake in the woods, as soon as he's running for his life, that look sets in and you go, oh shit, he's got that look. And that was another reason for me going, hell yeah, this is going to be a good movie. Because it's not just, oh, hunky-dory. It's somebody who's like, there's some form of tragedy already happening in my life, and one more fucking thing I need on my plate is getting goddamn infected by a fucking wolf.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. But my personal bloody legend, Christopher Abbott, Blake the Wolfman. Rob, your bloody legend.
Yeah, dude. My bloody legend is the one and the only Lee Winnell. It's for me, it's got to go to Lee. Lee is so far, he's the forefront of the reboot or the re-envisioning, the new wave of Universal monsters. And yeah, this one is not nearly as emotional and like heavy as Invisible Man, but fuck, dude, I goddamn love Lee Winnell. He gave me one of my favorite horror franchises of Saw, dude. Like, without Lee Winnell, we don't get jump scare horror at what we know now. And yes, I bitch about it all the time, but like Insidious is fucking good. Like it's popcorn horror, but Lee Winnell's behind it, and he's given us so much. So yeah, Lee Winnell is my bloody legend of the week. So I'm gonna give that out there. I also want to throw something out there.
Go on.
And I didn't normally. So insider look to editing. Normally, if we have a little thought, we normally pause so that we can edit out just in case. We don't want to do that, but I didn't do it this time because I was like, wait, I have an idea. And because we kind of have a loose idea of what we're going to be doing this month for this month that we have where we're not doing, the sufferings. And it just hit me. I haven't watched the 2010 Wolfman in, I think, since 2010. And I know for a fact there is a werewolf movie you haven't seen.
Okay.
And it is my all-time favorite werewolf movie, Dog Soldiers.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say it now. And if we have to go back and re-edit this, so be it. Let's just do wolf movies for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
3 weeks. I don't know. I say we take this and we jump right into 2010. Wolfman, and then after that, Dog Soldiers, maybe. Dude, you're gonna love Dog Soldiers. I still can't believe you haven't seen this, and I was gonna save this for our Patreon educationing, but honestly, I think this is too good. This is too good. We've got to wolf this bitch up.
Should we then end this 3, 4, I think 3, if that's how time works? Should we end it with Frank Grillo's Werewolves, the one that just came out last year?
I still haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Dude. All right, there you go. And this is not edited. We're not editing this. Also, just so you know, this little conversation you just heard, this was just brainstormed. If you want to hear more of the behind the scenes and the unedited stuff, you can subscribe to our Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you're going to get a fuck ton of shit. And there's some added bonuses and benefits. And you should subscribe.
Some visual stuff too.
Ooh. Yeah, there's going to be a fuck ton of visual stuff. And yeah, so jump on over to Spoiler Sleepover Patreon. I think it's Patreon.com/spoiler sleepover, something like that.
And of course, if you would like to subscribe to our Patreon, please, that would be fantastic. If you could get all this bonus content from visual stuff to more episodes. And you can, of course, go follow us on Patreon at Spoiler Sleepover Podcast, patreon.com/Spoiler Sleepover Podcast. That is our Patreon.
Yeah.
That was off the cuff, and we're going with it.
Well, until next Wolfie week.
That was a great decision, by the way. Let me just say, tremendous decision.
I have good ideas from time to time.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited, as excited as we are to just wolf out for an entire fucking month. This is going to be great.
Couldn't be happier.
I'm so amped. Hey, I leaned in. Wolfman may not be my favorite original Universal monster movie, but that doesn't mean that I hate werewolf movies. I fucking hate The Snarling. That's a piece of shit.
Whoa!
But there are good werewolf movies out there. And guess what? You'll get to hear us talk about some of the good ones. And maybe 2010 on a rewatch in 2025 will change my mind. I highly doubt it, but we'll find out next week.
Weren't we ending this?
Until then.
Sleep tight, suckers. There's a wolf behind me just running around with a fucking chew toy. You dingus.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Spoiler Sleepover. But the fun doesn't stop there. Go follow us over on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And of course, check out our sponsor, Gore Cloud, and use code SLEEPOVER for 15% off any Spoiler Sleepover merch. So until next time, sleep tight, suckers!
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop.
Do you love all things horror? Books? Movies? Podcasts? Of course you do. Well, come on down to goreclown.com.
Original artwork by an indie horror fan for indie horror fans.
Use code SLEEPOVER at checkout to save 15% on your whole purchase.
Oh, and did we mention? Gore Clown is the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch.
So don't forget to use Sleepover to save 15%.
Stay indie, suckers!